But yeah, I kind of want to talk about the Dijonai. I want to talk about the Dijonai situation. Because when it comes down to it, Dijonai Carrington has destroyed her reputation. She has absolutely destroyed her reputation. And the last couple of weeks have not been good to her. They've really not been, because everybody knew coming into the Indiana Fever game, like, she's not there taking off people's heads in every game. Like, we saw when Mo Billings was running in a layup, we saw what an actual chase down block, or what an actual block from behind looks like. When she actually did swat Monique Billings, we saw what it looks like when you're trying to do that. It didn't look anything like that when she took out Sophie Cunningham. And then she went all in on 8-23. And she was obviously wrong. She meant 8 threes for Caitlin Clark and a 23-point loss. And everyone's joking. 8-23 is actually the day they were eliminated from playoff contention. And the worst part about all this is that, like, if you watched the game yesterday, she started off really well. She started off real well. And I'm not going to pretend she didn't. The second Caitlin Clark checked into that game, it was like a switch flipped. It was like, I am going to Aura Farm. The only thing I care about is getting my clips. Is the only thing that matters. Is that. And because she went out of way circling the game in her calendar and immediately went into taunt Caitlin Clark, she's getting a brick center game. 14,000 people liking a brick center tweet. Like, she is the most nothing player in the league. And people, because she has made it her mission to be the anti-Caitlin Clark, because she locked down Caitlin Clark once. She did. She absolutely did. First game of Caitlin Clark's career, Caitlin didn't really know what was going on in the WNBA. And Dijonai Carrington locked her down. She has since made it her mission to go at Caitlin Clark. And, like, even Caitlin Clark, the whole game yesterday, she's trying to, like, shit talk Caitlin Clark, and Caitlin's just walking past her like, really? You? Like, Caitlin Clark will shit talk people. And this reminds me almost of the scoreboard, where, like, everything Dijonai was trying to do, Caitlin was just like, really? Like, all of that. And the worst part is that she had one of the, like, she went 3 of 11 from the field after starting out 2 for 3. After Caitlin checked in the game, she went 1 of 8 the rest of the way. She started shooting Dirk fades, fadeaway jumpers, 30-foot threes. This is a player who literally, the only thing that Dijonai Carrington is a good basketball player. But, like, she is that good defender, gonna run the floor, I'm gonna cut, I'm gonna score. Like, she is in the Lexi Hole mold as a player. That is what she is. She is in the Lexi Hole mold as a player. She decided she wanted to be the main story yesterday. And the Chicago Sky, I'm not going to say lost because of it, but it didn't help the Chicago Sky win the game. I'll say that for sure. Did not help Chicago win that game. In any way. The Chicago Sky were not helped in any way by Dijonai's antics. And Dijonai, in my opinion, in terms of, like, staying in the league and their worth, it's a similar situation to Sophie Cunningham, where they're good players, but they're going to cause minimum one national crisis a year. They're going to be at the center of a national crisis every single year. And Dijonai doesn't shoot 45% from three. She doesn't shoot 45% from three. There's a big difference. Like, she doesn't talk, she doesn't shoot 45% from three. Her defense is mostly hypothetical right now. And I think she has lost herself. I think if she just put her head, she was on a max contract last year. I think if she just put her head down and played, and these 2 Indiana Fever games did not happen, Dijonai Carrington is on $750K a year. I think because of these 2 Indiana Fever games, Dijonai Carrington is a $350K a year player. I think she might have cost herself the guts of $1 million based on what she did in these 2 games. Based on mostly what she did in the first game leading into the second game. But also getting cooked so badly by Caitlin that it can affect things. If you don't know, if you've never heard the story, have you ever heard the story of Maicon? So Maicon is one of the greatest right backs of all time. He was in the World Team of the Year in 2010, or was it 2009 or something? And then there was this young left back turned left winger called Gareth Bale from Spurs. Maicon was meant to be the best player in the world at his position, and an elite defender, a good attacker. And Gareth Bale ran past him. That's all he did. He just kicked the ball past him and beat him in a sprint and scored a hat-trick in one game and had like 3 assists in another game as Spurs, I think, did Spurs win and draw against Inter Milan? And he was meant to be the best. From that point on, every single team put a fast winger on Maicon and just kicked it into space and ran past him. He went from being seen as the best in the world to a liability in 2 weeks because somebody exposed his one flaw. Dijonai got cooked so badly by Caitlin that any, and I mean coach worth a damn, will know how to get wide open every single possession when you're being guarded by Dijonai Carrington. Because the way she guarded Caitlin is the way she guards everybody. She got cooked so badly that any coach worth a damn is going to have a plan of, okay, good guard. If Dijonai's guarding you, this is what you do. You're going to get wide open. You're going to get wide open shots every single time. And that is the problem, is that her worth is going to be lower. She's shooting 27% from field, 29% from three. Yeah. So her defense isn't what it was. Her offense isn't there. And not only that, she's going to cause one national crisis a year. And let's be very clear. Tash Cloud was nearly out of the league for being outspoken. Tash Cloud doesn't nearly start a national crisis every single year. She doesn't. And she's way better than Dijonai. Way better. And the thing is, where it's I think with people with Sophie Cunningham, is that Sophie Cunningham this year has probably done similar. Sophie Cunningham's probably was worth $750K coming into this season. I think Sophie Cunningham's lowered her value to maybe $400K because as decent as Sophie Cunningham is, she's probably not worth having a national crisis and having to answer questions for her. Unless you're a team like the Fever. So teams are going to get her on the cheap. In a similar boat. But she is costing herself a shit ton of money. And it's all been her own doing. Every bit of it has been her own doing. There's no other way of describing it. It has all been her own doing.